Hello friends, welcome to the University of Vermont graduation ceremony for the Master's Program in Higher Education and Student Affairs Administration, or as we call it, the HESA program. My name is Tiffany Spencer, and I am one of the proud faculty members for the HESA program. It has been an absolute honor to teach and learn alongside our class of 2020 graduates, particularly as they are my first cohort of UVM graduate students I have taught in class, as well as be able to share in this special occasion. I am extremely proud of their academic scholarship, their growth as practitioners, their commitment to expanding social justice, and most importantly, the honor to know them as individuals. I am honored to present to you the UVM class of 2020.
Soren Duveen Dews, Jacob Tyler Dunwitty, Roselvi Flores, Fonda Marguerite Heenahan, Brianna Hornig, Nathan Karras, Izora Lithgow, Benedicto Borja Leave, Catherine Meyer, Bianca Natalie Ramos, Molly Marie Williams.
Hello, everyone. Tiffany, thanks for kicking us off with that amazing presentation of degrees. Families, friends, loved ones, UVM faculty and staff, alum and current students, welcome to the 2020 HESA graduation celebration, where we'll be acknowledging the efforts and energy, the passion and promise, the glory and grace of the 50th graduating class from the University of Vermont, Higher Education and Student Affairs Administration, Masters of Education academic program. Thank you all for being here. My name is Jake Small. I use he, him, his pronouns, and I am a first year in the HESA program. I'm also serving this year as the Membership and Community Development Chair for TVC 42, which is the student organization for HESA here at UVM. I'm proud to be assuming this position in succession to Benedicto Leave, one of this year's graduates, who gracefully served as the MCD chair of TVC 41. Thank you for your energy, for your creativity, and for your mentorship. I want to share a few thank yous before we get into today's event. I'll also walk us through the program for tonight's ceremony. First, I'd like to thank Susanna, Chantel, Janelle, and Dennis, who will be serving as our tech support and chat moderators during this event. I see a couple of you folks have already started populating the chat, but feel free to continue to engage with today's ceremony through that function. If you're having any issues with technology, connectivity, participation, or other forms of engagement, or if you just have questions or comments to share, please drop them in the Q&A section on the right-hand side of your screen, and one of those folks will help you out. Please also review the FAQ webpage provided. That'll help you solve most issues. I'd like to also thank Laura Aguilera and the rest of the folks at the Prism Center who orchestrated the rainbow graduation for UVM just last night. You all are pioneering what it looks like to celebrate graduates virtually, and Laura, I thank you for sharing your wisdom with me. I'd like to thank the Student Accessibility Services Office for providing access captioning. All of the pre-recorded speeches this evening will be made available with closed captioning for those who may need it in both Spanish and English. Please reach out if you or a loved one would like today's speeches captioned in any other languages as well. Without SAS, we wouldn't be able to serve as broad an audience. Additionally, I'd like to thank UVM Communication Access Real-Time Translation Services. Their team is captioning this event live for us today. If you would like to access those real-time captions, please visit go.uvm.edu/HESA 2020 live captions all one word, no spaces. That link is also towards the top of the Q&A section on the right-hand side. I'd like to thank Brian Weichert, Josh Poston, and the Davis Center event support team. Their efforts made this event and this online community possible. Josh is also serving as the producer for today's live event, and so we thank him for his remote management. A special thank you to Chris Caswell, the Office Program Support Generalist for HESA. Chris, in this last month, you've both taught me about my own position within TVC and been a huge advocate through every bump and obstacle. I look forward to working with you next year. Last but certainly not least, I need to thank the committee of folks who have collectively organized this entire event from the ground up. Dennis Garcia-Reyes, Joel Ontiveros, Janelle Raimundo, Sage Robinson, Grace Spadoro, Susanna Stocky, and Chantel J. Vereen make up this year's HESA Graduation Celebration Committee. They're my friends, colleagues, cohort mates, and some of the most creative and talented individuals I could be working with, so thank you. If we could pull up the event program, I'll walk us through some of the things that we can expect for tonight's celebration. So Tiffany has started us off with the amazing degree presentation. Right now we're moving through the welcome for tonight, and I hope that folks are getting settled into wherever they're tuning in from. We'll move into a few different speakers that we have for tonight. We'll start with Pamela K. Gardner, our keynote speaker, Roselvi Flores as our class of 2020 speaker, and then Tracy Ballasing as our faculty speaker. Afterwards, we'll move into award announcements, and we'll conclude with a reflection activity. I hope that you all can find a comfortable space to engage with us tonight. Hopefully we won't be here longer than 7 p.m. And I hope that today's event is exciting for you all, especially our graduates who have waited so long to get to this point today. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce our first speaker, Pamela K. Gardner. Pamela is the director of the UVM Career Center and a proud class of 1985 UVM HESA alum. I've had the pleasure of working with Pamela this year in the Career Center, and I'm motivated by her departmental leadership and personal commitment to meeting students where they're at, both with love and grace. Please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, Pamela K. Gardner.
HESA class of 2020. We're here. Let me start by saying I am so grateful, honored, moved to be able to be here with you today. Over the last year and a half, in some cases longer, that I've come to know some of you, I've heard a lot of stories. I've heard your stories of resilience and triumph. I know how many of you have overcome all kinds of serious loss and hurdles and trauma, deprivation, just to get here. And while you're here, you've overcome all kinds of struggles. You have become some of the most elitely educated people in this country and in this world. You not only have achieved your bachelor degree, but you also have a Master of Education. You have a master's degree. But the reason why I'm talking about this, the reason why I want you to think about this, is because I want you to tap into the deep capacity that you have to survive whatever. So we are in this time of higher ed, we're in major transition, not doing anything the way we used to. And we're moving towards an loosening of that. And we don't really know what that's going to be. The thing that makes me so hopeful is that I firmly believe that much of the change that we're moving toward, we started moving toward anyway. We were already working towards becoming more focused on what students are learning, more intentional about how we were teaching them and structuring the experiences that we have been doing for generations. You know, we knew when I was in school that the important thing was to pull people together so that they experienced change and difference and could begin to communicate across difference. And we've still been doing that in many echoes. But you all at this moment have all the tools that you've developed from the time that you were resilient and strong and overcame those health issues or family issues or economic issues or interpersonal issues. You have all that resilience, plus all of the information and the theory and the habits of mind and ways of thinking that have been cultivated through your classes. And you have the skills and experiences and observations and wisdom that you've gained from your relationships and your mentors and the challenges that you've faced in your real life practical experiences, not just the practicums and the assistantships, but in all kinds of work and situations that you've been in. So you have knowledge, you have experience gained, you have teachers and mentors that you have observed, and you have insight and understanding about what this experience is as a student. What being the class of 2020 in the midst of a global pandemic is doing to change your student experience and your professional experience. Well, I can't think of anyone better prepared, more ready to help shape the future than you. The people who will do best are the ones who are resilient and skilled and knowledgeable and flexible and creative. And because I know you can go there. Maybe you don't launch in that ideal job. Maybe it takes you a year or two doing something that you didn't expect to do. Maybe those of you who hoped that you would be using this transition to move towards living out will end up living in, because those jobs are absolutely necessary and there will be more of those available than some of the others. And you're going to be damn good at them. So yes, you are graduating into more difficulty. Yes, you are mourning and dealing with loss and change, and that takes energy. And this circumstance that we're in will evolve, it will change. And you have all the tools you need to make it. I believe that. I hope you believe that. I'm sorry we can't all hug each other. I'm really sorry we can't hug each other. I'm really sorry that you won't be able to introduce your family to your faculty the same way you would have. We won't all sit together and have food and talk. And I don't get to thank your parents for helping you become who you are. I don't get to hug you and tell you the ways you've transformed me and my department. But in some ways, your lack of experience makes you the best suited to take us forward. Thank you. I love you all, and I so appreciate what you've done and can't wait to see what you will do. Goodbye. And congratulations.
Pamela, thank you so much for your message, lined and littered with love and tenderness and warmth. Our next speaker is Roseldi Flores, a friend of mine and a class of 2020 graduate. A few weeks ago, Rosie gave me a piece of advice. In preparing for this event, she told me to only strive to do my best and reminded me that perfection is unattainable, unrealistic, and an unhealthy goal. Rosa keeps me grounded, and I'm excited for her words as the Class of 2020 speaker. Please join me in welcoming her.
Everyone, my name is Roselvi Flores, but most people call me Rosie. And I want to start by thanking everyone who is joining us today. If you are joining us at any point, it probably means that you have some direct connection to either myself or one of the graduates that is graduating this year. And if that is so, I would like to thank you on all of our behalves by saying thank you for doing everything that you've done to help support us through this process. I feel honored and thankful to be able to share with you what this experience and cohort has taught me over the past couple of years. I'd like to point out that in addition to my speech, I have made a slideshow that includes a group of pictures submitted by the graduates. This is a way that I wanted to share with them a way to highlight and honor those individuals who have helped us attain our degrees. As I think of the way that I have grown throughout my time in HESA, there were 6 things, skills or themes that came up. The first one being vulnerability. When I first thought of this term and skill, the first 2 people that I thought of were Jay Garvey, who is my advisor, and Benedicto. I want to thank both of you directly for showing me how to become more vulnerable and not be scared of what that process looks like. By doing that and not pressuring me to do something I didn't want, I can say that our interactions have been filled with laughs, hugs, and tears, which is probably no surprise to most of you that know us. But through that, I have become okay with allowing people to show me love. Which is not easy for me to say on camera, but it is a fact. And Benedicto, friend, I know that we won't see each other as often as we did during the past couple of years, and I know that you'll continue to ask for permission, but friend, know that regardless of where we cross paths, I will always continue to welcome hugs from you. The second is a skill that I think is a must regardless of what life stage we're in, and that is achieving work-life balance. With that being introduced, I'd like to have a shout out to Bianca, Soren, and Catherine, because while we have not become the best of friends, I feel confident in saying that by knowing you and engaging with each of you, all 3 of you have inspired me to follow in your footsteps in creating strong and clear boundaries in my life that have led me to best allocate my time and my capacity. While not free of struggle, I have seen each of you practice this successfully. So thank you for doing that, and thank you for inspiring me, and know that I want nothing but your success and your happiness moving forward. Anyone that knows me well will tell you that fun and laughter is one of my preferred medicines in life. And while not wanting to dwell on it, unfortunately, I would say that fun and laughter was definitely the thing that was lacking the most during my first year. And for that reason, I want to thank Isora, Molly, Jacob, and Fonda, because as my closest friends in this group, you have brought that brightness back into my life. So I want to say thank you for adding fun and laughter to my life in Vermont. I love that we have learned to trust each other enough to show up authentically without fear. It is that same trust that also allows us to challenge and support each other. And our classmates would agree that, you know, we probably bicker with each other the most. And although we usually show that as a way to show our love and affection, we also use it to keep each other accountable. So I want to thank you for that. because I want to thank you for keeping me accountable and challenging me not to coast through this program. That being said, this doesn't mean that you can move on and replace me once we're in different locations. But I do hope that you continue to find other individuals that add brightness, fun, and laughter to your life. My classmates and the graduates that would have been in the same room had we done this in person would be shaking their heads in agreement as I say that more than once I have felt somewhat lost and unsure of why I decided to be in Vermont and be in this program. But even when I think of all the times that I've had those barriers and have overcome those barriers, it was reconnecting with my commitment and the direction that I had when I decided to come here that kept me going. I want to thank Bree, Nathan, and Tracy because out of all the individuals that I have interacted with during my time in HESA, you three have shown me how to practice the skill the most in this program. You three have embodied to me what commitment means. While each of you live your commitment a bit differently, none of you have lost sight of your cause and direction. My interactions with you have taught me to stay committed, how not to be blinded by smoke games, and how to get back on track even in moments of uncertainty. So thank you very much for that. I very much appreciate it. And lastly, this experience has shown me that each of us has the skills and the support needed to be resilient and successful. While many of us were socialized to reach for perfection, the fact is that perfection does not exist. But we don't need to be perfect or attain perfection to reach our goals and cause the changes needed in this world. This program and our experience in HESA has shown us just that. So while this program might end before the uncertainty becomes non-existent for most of us, keep in mind that when you find yourself in a moment of uncertainty or despair, all those people that sat in class with you, the faculty members, the individuals in the slideshow, and all the other support networks that you've cultivated over the last 2 years are still around. We're still here, even if we're not there physically. So call us, reach out to us. We're here to help lift you up in those moments when you feel you cannot do it yourself. So thank you, fellow graduates and faculty, for all that you have taught me. While there's sadness in my heart that we won't see each other often, there's also great joy that we get to celebrate all this hard work with each other, even if it has to be virtually. I hope that we get to see each other in person soon. Stay safe and help me in wishing Molly Williams a very happy birthday, because her birthday will be tomorrow. Thanks, everyone. Much love.
Thanks, Rosie. I'm so excited for what you'll go on to conquer and achieve next. You're an outstanding professional and a tremendously loyal friend. The slideshows that Rosie referenced in her speech will be made available online for all attendees to view in the coming days. Please stay on the lookout for that. Our next speaker is HESA faculty member Tracy Bellising. Since meeting Tracy, I have always been impressed by her focus. She has an unmatched ability to care for her students with individualized love and attention. Please join me in welcoming Tracy as this year's faculty speaker.
Greetings to all the members of our beloved Vermont Connection watching this virtual ceremony at this distinct moment in our program's 50-year history. When I first learned the graduation committee wanted me to give the faculty address for this event, my reaction was, how am I possibly going to think of inspiring words to share and record them when I'm bunkered down in this house 24/7 with 2 small humans? But I ultimately accepted the invitation because it is truly an honor and a unique opportunity to convey how much we as a faculty love, care for, and appreciate each and every one of our graduates. Actually, could you excuse me for just a second? I'll be right back. There, that's much better, don't you think? UVM HESA class of 2020. Soren, Jacob, Roselvi, Fonda, Bree, Nathan, Isora, Benedicto, Catherine, Bianca, and Molly. Today, we celebrate you. Now, I know many of you may not feel 100% like celebrating. We all face an uncertain future, one which none of us could have predicted even 2 months ago. But your spirits and the spirit of higher education are enduring. We have weathered storms before. We will weather this one together. In my classes, I often encouraged you to think about the content in terms of you as leaders in your post-HESA lives. A formal study of leadership also teaches us that leaders help others navigate uncertainty and change, rather than promise that uncertainty will be eradicated. During these extraordinary times, the importance of your leadership is ever more prescient. Before the COVID-19 crisis hit, during one of our last in-person class meetings in higher ed organ admin, I asked several members of this graduating class to describe what leadership meant to them. They called it validating, fearless, justice-oriented, community-centered, transformative, authentic, inclusive, collaborative, vulnerable, affirming, empathetic, and compassionate. Others described it as holding the individual and the collective, holding self and others accountable, setting an example, being informed, thinking about the past, present, and future, innovating for all, practicing grace and patience, listening, reflecting, and modeling, encouraging others to do their best, showing up, shouldering the responsibility or risk, casting a vision, uplifting others, and reassuring in a crisis. I can think of no better collection of values to guide us during this uncertain path forward. As UVM HESA graduates, you are leaders, and you are well equipped to navigate these dramatic times of uncertainty and to re-envision new ways of being and existing that are better. Your consistent recognition of the value of self-care and community care are inspiring. On your own, you are brilliant and capable. Collectively, you give me hope for the future. Since the moment you embarked upon this educational journey, you have been tested in multiple ways. While you may be feeling weary, bewildered, anxious, or even fearful, you are well positioned to be leaders in this new and rapidly changing higher education landscape. Amid such extraordinary times, your aspirations to make the world a better place through education are needed now more than ever. As you symbolically bring an end to your time at UVM and enter the next stage of your career, I hope you'll reflect upon the theoretical and practical lessons learned during your time here and draw from them to inform your future choices. As you work to center justice in your programs and services, and as you lead in ways that have a real and significant impact on the communities in which you will work. I know the future may seem uncertain right now. This crisis is destined to change the face of higher education in ways we can't currently predict. But please be assured that you have been academically and professionally prepared to navigate those changes as empathetic leaders. You have seen and felt in yourselves the resilience, flexibility, and strength you will need to weather future changes, but also to succeed and to thrive. You now join a powerful and community-centered collective of HESA graduates who preceded you, but your experience is remarkably unique, including the ways we're celebrating your graduation. Despite present-day challenges and the aftershocks that are sure to follow, the love and support that is central to the Vermont Connection remains strong and will be here for you always. The bonds you have formed will remain with you throughout your careers, whatever you choose to do. On behalf of the faculty, I wish you peace, wellness, joy, and fulfillment in your future professional and personal journeys. It has been a pleasure and an honor to learn alongside you these years. Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy. Your words today make me even more excited for the time we'll share together in class next year. I'm so excited to be receiving your words of encouragement right now in this time. I'd like to take a quick moment to thank all of our speakers. I'd also like to thank all of our graduate assistantship providers, our practica providers, and the Division of Student Affairs for their support and contributions to the HESA program. I would also like to thank the UVM HESA faculty for supporting this event, as well as all of us as individuals. As we move into the award announcements for tonight, I hope that everyone who is tuning into this event is able to observe the strong community that exists here at UVM. To be a part of HESA, directly or indirectly, is to be a part of a deeply rooted scholarly and personal union. The awards announced this evening will recognize a few of the many folks who have committed energy, creativity, love, passion, and personhood towards HESA. I thank you all for existing exactly as you do. I appreciate what you've given, what you give, and the magic you'll continue to sprinkle over this community. Now to announce our first batch of awards this evening is Chantel J. Vereen from the HESA class of 2021. Please join me in welcoming Chantel.
Hi everyone, my name is Chantel Vereen, and today I'll be presenting the Prison Center's Jackie Weinstock Service Award. This award recognizes an LGBTQ individual or organization that's currently working to better the quality of life for LGBTQ communities at UVM and beyond. This award is named after Professor Jackie Weinstock, whose commitment to and vision for service to community helps increase access and inclusion for LGBTQ people at UVM and in Vermont. And just to speak a little briefly about the award recipient, I know this person personally and had the opportunity to work with them for a full semester. And I'm just grateful for the constant growth and the constant strength and resiliency and just overall persistence that this individual has had. They truly know how to leave a mark on somebody, and their love and their care for people is beyond anything that I have ever witnessed in my time here. So this year's Jackie Weinstock Service Award goes to Nathan Karras. We want to thank you so much for all your advocacy and your love and care for LGBTQ people and beyond. We want to congratulate you on graduating and your award. Congratulations. Hello everyone, my name is Chantel Vereen, and I will be welcoming to the stage the iconic Margie Dunkey Jacobs to present the Margie Dunkey Jacobs Award for Excellent Care and Service to UVM HESA. But before we begin, I would just like to give a brief overview of the award and a little bit of the history that came with it. Margie Dunkey Jacobs was previously known as an office program and support generalist for UVM HESA for 3 years. While in this role, she enriched the lives of the graduate students who entered and completed this program. One of the graduating classes decided to honor her support and her excellence by naming an award after her. Since then, Margie has continued the legacy. Margie, we thank you for all the beauty and contributions that you have graced us with. This award is presented annually to a student, faculty, staff, or community member who, like Margie, combines love, compassion, care, and kindness with consistent effort to enhance the HESA experience and to positively influence the lives of students, faculty, and staff alike. Presenting this award will be none other than the amazing Margie Dunkey Jacobs.
Hello, HESA. Hello, UVM. Hello, Vermont from South Carolina now. I just want to reach out and thank you for that very lovely introduction and share with you that I am so honored today to have gone over the candidates that have been nominated for this award. I was very touched to have received it about love and compassion and kindness and a positive influence. You were brought to where you were for a purpose, and you get to figure that out. And if you've had a lot of problems, awesome, good for you. You know why? You are so much more equipped to problem solve in the real world, because I can tell you that in my 60 years, that's what I've done a lot, is problem solve. We can all do difficult. Let's see what happens when we don't. Let's see what happens when we take the reins and go. So I encourage all of you to just go out there, impact the world with your kindness. which leads me to this year's recipient of the Margie Dunkey Jacobs Award, and that is Christina Vega. I could not even possibly say more good words than have already been shared, but Christina, you are an amazing individual. You give from your heart and you give over and over with no expectations. So I'm so proud of you. Congratulations. All of the candidates are superb. It's an impossible task to choose, but I can tell you at the end of the day, if we're all making a big impact, that's what really matters. So I love you. Stay safe, stay healthy, have an amazing year. Feel free to reach out and contact me. And I love you guys. Congratulations. Take care. Congratulations, Vega.
Chantel, Margie, thank you so much. I had the pleasure of meeting Margie Dunkey Jacobs earlier this week, and I was graced with the messages of inspiration and motivation and encouragement that she shared. We're so lucky to have someone like Margie in our community and a part of the Vermont Connection. Attendees, please continue to sound off in the Q&A section. I am so proud of Nathan and of Vega, and I know your messages of celebration will mean a lot to them and to all of our award recipients. Announcing our second batch of awards will be Deborah Hunter, long-standing HESA faculty member and my advisor. Please join me in welcoming Deb.
Welcome to the 2020 Academy Awards. I'm your host, Deborah Hunter. Today's ceremony traces back to the traditions of ancient Greece, when Plato gathered with pupils, including Aristotle, in the olive groves of Academe. Our academic stars today will be honored for their accomplishments along with their mentors and role models who have guided their learning. Our stars have already walked the red carpet and are seated eagerly awaiting today's ceremony. So let's get started. The Academy Award for the Voice of Passion honors HESA students who have been steadfast in their dedication to improving the experiences of the University of Vermont students of color. The Voice of Passion Award winners were announced earlier this week at the annual Mosaic Center celebration. Congratulations, Bianca and Benedicto. Our next Academy Award is the Jackie Gribbins Practica Supervision Excellence Award. Professor Jackie Gribbins was a founding member of this graduate program, and she had the foresight 50 years ago when crafting the curriculum that we include supervised work experiences so our students had sound professional preparation. The Jackie Gribbins Practica Supervision Excellence Award honors the role model and supervisor who provided care and education and role modeling for our students. This year, the Academy Award for the Jackie Gribbins Practica Supervision Excellence Award goes to
Eric Carnahe.
Congratulations, Eric. Our final Academy Award is the Kenneth P. Sauerman Award for Outstanding Graduate Student in the Higher Education and Student Affairs program. This award honors the first coordinator of our academic program, and the criteria include outstanding performance in the classroom, outstanding contributions in practica internships and/or assistantships, the ability to build community among all our members, a potential to contribute to the scholarship of the field, and the potential to emerge as a leader in the nation in higher education and student affairs. This year, we honor 2 graduates. The Academy Award for the Kenneth P. Sauerman Memorial Outstanding Higher Education Student goes to Roselvi Flores and Molly Williams. Congratulations, Rosie, and Molly. Congratulations to our award winners and all the members of the Academy. Thank you and good night.
Thank you so much, Deb. Congratulations to each and every one of our award recipients tonight. I'm so proud to know each one of you individually and personally. You share your magic with UVM, with the Vermont Connection, with HESA on a day-to-day basis, and we all benefit so much from the things that you share with all of us. I'll now be introducing Sage. Sage will walk us through the reflection and gratitude activity that we have planned for our graduates. Sage, take it away.
Thank you so much, Jake. Hi, everyone. My name is Sage Robinson, and I use she, her pronouns, and I'm also a member of the first year HESA cohort. Like Jake said, I will now be leading you in our reflection activity. We will ask only our graduates to be the ones to participate, but invite our friends of HESA to stay on and support this moment of reflection and appreciation for our graduating students. Following, we will all close out this wonderful celebration together. All right, so one activity that the graduates are very fond of is Tracy Ballingsing's infamous Rose, Rosebud, and Thorn. But today, we will be calling it Rose, Rosebud, Rosebush. Rather than coming up with the traditional thorn and talking about a hardship or negative experience, we want to allow space to seek about the larger collection of your HESA and UVM experiences and show gratitude for this larger community. We will now pull up a poll everywhere that you can access going to pollev.com/ResLifeUVM621. How this works is that you will submit your response for the following 3 questions, and we will watch as your responses grow into a word cloud of collaboration and a rosebush of all your gratitude and experiences of HESA. Our first question will be, name someone or something that you want to show gratitude towards in this moment. Next, we move on to the rosebud. Rosebud is something you are taking away from your graduate experience to bring with you moving forward. And finally, what is something you are taking And finally, what is one word that sums up your graduate experience at UVM and with UVM HESA? This is your rosebush. Take a moment to read through the words and phrases listed on your screen. The significance of this activity is to show all of the excellence that is cultivated from your time here at UVM. We want to see all that you have developed throughout this process, because every moment, like a rose, is beautiful. Thank you for engaging in this moment of reflection and gratitude before our time together comes to a close. Congratulations to all of the graduating HESA students.
Sage, thank you so much for leading us in that reflection activity. It's so wonderful to see some of the words that are written down that create the rose, rosebud, and rosebush. Our grads are so dearly loved by this community, by folks inside of HESA, inside of TVC, and outside as well. We can move into our final slide, and I'd like to thank everyone for being here tonight. I'd like to thank you all for your time, for your energy. I also want to thank one last time the folks who came together to create this experience and to celebrate our graduating HESA folks. Ways that you can continue to engage with this celebration are listed on the right-hand side. To this evening, you'll be able to visit the top link, go.uvm.edu/HESA playlist, to visit awards videos as well as the speeches that were given here today. All of that content will live on YouTube for you to access in the future and beyond. Secondly, the link that you use to get to this event this evening, go.uvm.edu/HESA 2020, will be used to create a website where we'll continue to congratulate all of our graduating HESA folks. Over the last few weeks, there have been numerous people who have reached out to deliver written affirmations to our graduating HESA students. Those affirmations are being used to compile graduate profiles, and all of those words of affirmation will exist on the website. I'm so proud to say that over 200 individual written words of affirmation were delivered for our graduating folks, and all of those messages of appreciation will exist on our website. And so I really hope that you're able to carve out some time at the beginning of next week to visit and check it out. Thank you all for your time this evening. Thank you for coming together to celebrate the graduating class of 2020, UVM HESA. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your evening and stay well. Thank you and goodbye.